Hi everyone, it's Marisa from bumblebeeapothecary.com, and I'm here today with another positive home birth story for you. I'm here to share another positive, natural home birth story. This is the story of the birth of my second child. It's kind of interesting. It was disappointing in some ways, but when I look back, there was no reason to be disappointed. So I know I love hearing different types of home birth stories and how things go for different people, and I think you're gonna find this one interesting too. I hope that you do. So let's jump in. So if you've watched my first home birth story, I will link that below in case you haven't, so you can go over and watch that. You'll remember that I was kind of taken by surprise for how hard I had to work and how hard the pushing stage was for me. And I was all set this time around when I got pregnant with our second child to not have to do that again, because I had heard, oh yeah, first babies, oftentimes it's harder. And my midwife too was like, yeah, you'll have a much easier time the next time. She said, go to the chiropractor, the Webster certified one that she recommends for the whole pregnancy, do your exercises, really pay attention to your posture, and you should have a way easier, faster time. So I was like, great, it's gonna be so much better and faster and easier this time. So let's get into how it actually went. So same as with my first birth story with my first child, there was no false labor or anything. It was basically nothing until bam, I was in labor. It was, I don't have records and I don't exactly remember what time it started, but I feel like I had already gone to bed and then woke up with regular contractions. And just like my first labor, the first stage went super fast. I went from nothing to being fully dilated in a very short amount of time. Again, I don't have those starting and stopping times, but it was quick. I want to say an hour, although my body maybe was getting dilated earlier than that, but it felt like an hour to me. So I think I woke up around probably 1 a.m. or so at that stage, and just tried to see where things were going, tried to move around and breathe through contractions for a while. My husband did, when we saw that things were going seriously, my husband did call the midwife and she came over. She came at about 2:25 a.m. and by 2:45 my water broke. So during this time I'm just doing, all the things, trying to find positions that felt good, and then the midwife was offering suggestions for what positions she thought I should go into. So I felt like I wanted to be on my hands and knees with my head lower, which is really interesting, and she was like, no, you'll be working against gravity that way. You should try stuff like sitting on the toilet, laying on your left side, things like that. And so I'm just like, okay, I guess I'll listen to her, but I really feel like I want to be on my hands and knees with my head lower. But I listened to her, and basically this whole time until he was born, it's just me trying the different suggestions that she suggested. And the disappointing part that I kind of struggled with at first was the pushing stage really wasn't much shorter than it was with my daughter. I had to work really hard. This time I knew I had to put a lot of effort into it, so I wasn't caught by surprise that way. But I was like, oh, this is taking so much longer than I thought it would. I just kept at it. I mean, what else are you gonna do? You just keep going. She's monitoring the baby. Baby's doing fine. And eventually he's born. So 5:51 a.m. he's actually born. So that's a good number of hours of active pushing, second stage of labor. I'm exhausted. I'm kind of disappointed because I was so sure it was going to be so much easier and shorter this time. really interesting thing was, rather than coming out face down like you want, he came out face up. He had the cord loosely wrapped around kind of his neck and his body. No big deal. Midwives see the cord wrapped around all the time. It almost never poses a problem. He was fine. He was healthy. Everything was good. I was so happy, so excited to have a boy after a girl, and then we had one of each. But for a few days afterwards, I did really struggle with just how long it took to push and to finally get him out, and the fact that he was face up. I had gone to the Webster certified chiropractor that the midwife recommended for the entire pregnancy. I had done this prenatal yoga routine that's supposed to be really good for getting baby in a good position and keeping them in a good position for easier, faster birth. I had done all the exercises, paid such close attention to my posture, especially at the end of pregnancy, all the things, and he came out face up. And after some time went by and talking to some other people, I really think that if I had listened to my body about what position to be in instead of the midwife suggesting these other positions, I really wonder if the outcome would have been different, because I do think our bodies have an amazing ability when we listen to them for these type of things to know how we should move and what positions to be in to make things go better. So I just really wonder if things would have been very different if I would have been able to just freely listen to that and move in the ways that felt right to me instead of doing what she suggested that went kind of against what I felt like was the right thing to do. But then as some time went by, the kind of disappointment over it wore off. I mean, I have a healthy, beautiful baby boy. I'm so thankful for that. The birth went fine. There was no complications, no dangers of any kind, nothing scary. He was fine the whole time. I was fine the whole time. I didn't have to be transported. I didn't have to have a C-section. None of that. I mean, looking back, it was really not something that I needed to be that disappointed about. And one huge thing that I learned from it all is, rather than going into a birth being like, it's gonna be this way, I just know how it's gonna be, I'm doing all these things and it's going to be this way. Instead of thinking like that, have an open mind. Just remember that there are a lot of different possible outcomes. You can do your very best and funny things can happen. I think that it's smart to listen to your body and do those things. I did learn that too. But above all, just go into it with an open mind, a positive, relaxed, open mind, like hoping for the best, but being open to, different possibilities, and then just being thankful for every positive part of it, and not having this concrete expectation and then being disappointed because it didn't fit perfectly with what actually happened. So that's kind of what I learned. That's what the whole birth was like. Again, another super positive, natural home birth story. Just like with my first, I'm so thankful for the opportunity to have had these babies at home. When you're in a hospital, I know not every situation is the same. There's a lot of variables and stuff, but I've just heard so many stories of how in the hospital they have like their own schedule they'd rather you kept, and they might not have the patience to let your body go through the process naturally, even if it's taking a little bit longer. As long as baby's fine and you're fine, just letting that process happen. And the midwife did have the confidence and patience to just let things happen that way. I'm really thankful for that, so that I was able to still have him at home and everything turned out great. We do live very close to a hospital. That's one of the reasons that I am very comfortable having home births, is that we have it's like 2 blocks away. It would take less than 5 minutes to get there ourselves, and quicker if it was like an ambulance situation. So I'm very reassured that way and thankful for all of that. Having said all those things, I did, for my 3rd pregnancy, switch to a different midwife, and the way that this birth went was a big reason for that. There were a couple other reasons as well. When I share my 3rd positive natural home birth story, I will talk more about those. I plan to do that video sometime in the near future as well. But that was a big factor. I just felt a little uncomfortable with the fact that she didn't let me just listen to my body as far as positions when I was in labor. I really think that things could have been better and different if I had been allowed to do that. And I love the new midwife that I went to for my third baby and that I'm also going to for my fourth pregnancy. She's fantastic. I'm really excited to share with you the third birth story for my third child. It was so positive. It was the best home birth experience I've ever had, so I'm excited to share that. So be watching for that one. I hope that you enjoyed hearing this birth story. I know I always love hearing positive natural birth stories, whether they're at home or a birth center or a hospital or wherever. If you have experiences that you would like to share, please leave me a comment and share them. I love hearing other people's experiences. I hope that you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, share it with anybody else you think would enjoy it or find it helpful. And if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. I get out 2 new videos every week on nourishing recipes and natural living. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.